Hello and welcome for the solution of tasks to verbal ability of the ST examination. So let us start with the cross-tick connections questions. Question number 1, text 1. We have to read both the text as you know, and then we have to find out the options. So first for text 1, in 1843, Sir Henry Cole commissioned the first Christmas card featuring a festive scene and space for a personal message. The cards were lithographed and sold to public, marking the beginning of the Christmas card tradition in 1843. They are not mentioning any era, they're just mentioning a year. Let's read number 2. Conversely, that means totally opposite. Some historians proclaim that the origin of Christmas card can be traced back to ancient Egypt. Can be traced back to ancient Egypt, where people exchange goodwill messages during winter solstice festivities. This challenges the commonly held belief about the Victorian era Christmas card. So in text 2, they are saying that no, Christmas card can be traced back to the Egypt, and this actually challenges that Christmas card cannot be held back to 1843, that is a Victorian era. Let's read the question. Based on the information provided in the text, what is the point of view of the theorist presented in text 2? So theorist point of view in text 2, what they want to portray. Let's see number 8. The theorist proposes an alternate origin in ancient Greece, challenging the Victorian era belief. Greece and Egypt are far off. There is no mention of Greece, so we cannot overlook this particular part. Then number A cannot be our answer. Number B, the theorist argues for a dual origin, suggesting Christmas cards originated both in ancient Egypt and during the Victorian era. Yes, the theorist actually argues. We can keep number B in hand and move to number C. The theorist questions the relevance of Christian card origins, emphasizing their cultural significance over historical roots. No, never the theorist questions the relevance of Christmas card origin. They actually purported some of their belief on some research that Christmas cards can be traced back to Egypt. Number C cannot be the option because there is no point of this particular thing. The theorist aligns with the commonly held belief, acknowledging the Victorian era as the definite origin of Christmas card. Commonly held belief, acknowledging Victorian era? No, they actually never supported Victorian. They said that it can be traced back to Egypt. They actually challenged. So out of this 4, B cannot be. The best answer that we can find from this text is number B. The theorist argues for a dual origin. Could be a dual origin. They said can be traced back to. They did not mention any other modals like must be traced back to. Just can be. So there is an option for Victorian era. At the same time, there is an option for Egypt. So number B is our correct answer. Moving on to the next question. Text 1. Community policing emphasizes collaboration between law enforcement and the community to build trust and prevent crime. So they're speaking on community policing, where people actually move out to do something on their own for volunteering. Like, we'll find community policing, not with the police actually, but actually being appointed by the legal department of a particular country. So it actually emphasizes collaboration between law enforcement and community to build trust and prevent crime. Text 2. Some critics argue that community policing can lead to over-policing in certain neighborhoods. Over-policing, they are actually now criticizing community policing. Over-policing in certain neighborhoods. That means some particular groups of people. Disproportionately affecting minority communities. The communities which are minor in a particular portion of a country. They are affecting the community policing. This is some critics are arguing. Let's see now the question. In considering the 2 texts on community policing, which statement most likely describe the view of the author? So we have to consider this, we have to consider this, and then we have to pile up the information. Where is the information? Let us check. Number A. Community policing is universally held as an effective strategy for crime prevention and community trust building. Number E is giving information only for text 1. Right? Nothing of text 2. This cannot be the answer. Cut it off. Number B. Critics unanimously agree that community policing, while well-intentioned, excavates issues of over-policing and disproportionately impacts minority background. So again, this is emphasizing in text 2. They are giving information in text 2, not a compiled section. So number B cannot be the option. Number C, both texts acknowledge the potential beliefs, benefits, and drawbacks of community policing, highlighting the ongoing debate within law enforcement crisis. Text 1 actually highlighted only the benefits, not any drawbacks. So this is misinformation provided. And then we have to remove it. Number D, the text reveal a stark divide in opinions. Yes, it is dividing on opinions, with one emphasizing collaboration for crime prevention and trust building, while the other contends that community policing can contribute to over-policing and disproportionately affect the ethnic group. Ethnic group means the minority group. Yes, both information given about text 1 and text 2, then 100% number D is our answer. Next. Text 1, question number 3. Philosopher A argues that knowledge is primarily derived from sensory experience, emphasizing the importance of empirical evidence in understanding the world. Text 2, philosopher B, on the other hand, contends that innate ideas and reasoning play a crucial role in acquiring knowledge, asserting that certain truths are ingrained within the human mind. So philosopher A is saying about knowledge that is derived from sensory experience, experience of touch, smell, touch, smell, sound, those 5 sensory sensation experience. Empirical, they are putting some efforts on empirical evidence. That means empirical evidence means evidence of the society in understanding the world. Text 2, philosophy B, on the other, contains the innate ideas, intellect, and reasoning, critical thinking, play a crucial role in acquiring knowledge, asserting that certain truths are ingrained within the human mind. So text 1, philosopher A said something, text B, philosopher B said something. Let us see the question. Based on the text, the author of text 1 and author of text 2 would most likely agree with which statement? So both these authors are going to agree with some of the statement. Which are they? Right? Let's see. Number A. Knowledge is exclusively derived from sensory experience, with empirical evidence being the sole basis for understanding the world. Number A is solely responding to text 1. No information about text B. We have to incorporate both text 1 and text 2. So A cannot be the answer. Number B, innate ideas and reasoning are the primary sources of knowledge, suppressing the significance of sensory experience and empirical evidence. So this part is speaking about information in text 2. This word is a negative word having a negative connotation. This is completely overlapping the idea giving in text 1. They're saying no, there is no sensory experience combined with empirical evidence. So this cannot be our answer. Number C, both tangible experience and critical reasoning contribute significantly to knowledge acquisition, recognizing the importance of both observational evidence and inherent truths. Tangible experience and critical reasoning. So this is giving about information about text 2. Tangible experience means experience through our life, and critical reasoning. To knowledge acquisition, recognizing the importance of both observational evidence and inherent truths. Observational evidence and inherent truths means truth about the empirical evidence, observational evidence. So this is actually giving you the right answer. Before we mark it correct, we need to see number D. The authors would agree on the sources of knowledge, while philosopher and emphasizing sensory experience, and philosopher B highlighting innate ideas. The authors would disagree on the source of knowledge. With philosopher A emphasizing sensory experience, yes, this is giving some relevant information, but not totally. Along with sensory, there is empirical evidence. Along with innate ideas, intellect, there is also critical reasoning. Those information are not provided in D. So D cannot be the answer. Number C is the answer. Next. This one. Text 1. Today, the starchy root cassava is found in many dishes across West Africa, but its rise to popularity was slow. Okay, so now see, always mark these words. These are transitory words. This will be changing the meaning. So They're speaking about something starchy root, a food, but its popularity was slow to rise. Portuguese traders brought cassava from Brazil to the West African coast in the 1500s. But at this time, people living in the capitals farther inland had little contact with coastal communities. Thus, cassava remained relatively unknown to most of the region's inhabitants until the 1800s. So till now, after the Portuguese bought it in a 1500, it was unknown to the people of West Africa till 1800. This is in text 1. Text 2. Cassava's slow adaptation in the diet of West Africans is mainly due to the nature of the crop itself. So why it was slow? Nature of the crop. If not cooked properly, cassava can be toxic, right? Okay. Knowledge of how to properly prepare cassava needed to spread before the food could grow in popularity. So how to cook this particular root food? People need to know the process of cooking. That's what we say. The arrival of the formerly enslaved people from Brazil in the 1800s who brought their knowledge of cassava and its preparation with them, thus directly fueled the spread of this crop. So what happened? After 1800, when the enslaved people came from Brazil, they actually had knowledge how to cook this food, and then the popularity of this food arose. So one here we are getting that why who bought these Portuguese traders brought it in 1500, and then it was slow in adaptation, right? Here they are giving the reason why it was slow in adaptation, because people did not know how to cook it. Then enslaved people of Brazil, they came and they understood how to cook this particular root. Let's see the question. Based on the text, the author of text 1 and author of text 2 most likely agree with which statement? So both the text you have to consider, and they're most likely agreeing. This is important. You have to highlight the keywords in the question. Number A, the climate of West African coast in the 1500 prevented cassava spread in the region. Okay, the climate of West African coast. We did not get any information about climate. There was no information to us about climate. No information about West Africa. So this cannot be the answer. No information given. Number B, several of the most commonly grown crops in West Africa are originally from Brazil. Nothing. Again, we did not get any information about it. Cut it off. Number C, the most commonly used methods to cook cassava today date to the 1500. No, it is not being said. No mention of 1500 in text 2, and no mention of commonly used methods to cook. We do not know the preparation method, right? In text 2. Cannot be the answer. Number D, cassava did not become a significant crop in West Africa until long it was first introduced. So when it was introduced in the 1500, after long, till 1800, they waited for the Brazil slaves to come and understand the process of cooking cassava. So 100% number D is the answer. In the painting, question number 5, text 1, in the painting Freedom's Palette, the artist uses vibrant colors and bold strokes to depict a diverse group of individuals standing together. So there's a painting Freedom Palette, and what the artist uses, vibrant colors and bold strokes. Please underline the keywords in the text. The overall tone is one of unity and defense against oppression. What is the tone? The tone is of unity and defense against oppression in this painting. Text 2, the poem. There is a poem here. Silent Rebellion expresses dissent to subtle imagery and metaphor. You know, imagery means imagery about happiness, imagery about ominous choices, imagery about dark resolutions. Poets use imagination and they put imagery to actually reveal their thought process. The poet uses words like shadows and whisper to convey resistance against injustice, creating a more nuanced and introspective perspective on protest. Compare the approaches to expressing protest in Freedom's Palette and Silent Rebellion. Approaches to expressing the protest. So we have to compare the painting or to compare the silent poem. How they actually express their ideas to protest. and we have to find the difference, right? Which statement best capture the difference between the two? So something they used in the painting, something in silent rebellion has been used to actually enunciate the process of protest. Freedom, number A. Freedom's palette emphasizes specific painting techniques, but silent rebellion lacks specific about the poet and poem's imagery. This is completely misinformation. This information is not provided. This is not, it doesn't lack. It used imagery. It used some words to highlight the idea. So this cannot be the answer. Freedom Palace emphasizes bold defense, while silent rebellion employs more subtle imagery of implied comparison to resistance against. So see, emphasize bold defense. Yes, they actually emphasizes bold defense through how? Vibrant colors and bold strokes. And thus they actually put up the idea of boldly defending against some type of oppression in the society. Silent rebellion employs what? Subtle imagery. Yes, they used imagery, words like shadows and whispers, of implied comparison to portray resistance against oppression. So this could be the answer. Mark it. Number C. Both artworks use vibrant colors and bold strokes to depict. No, bold artworks did not use it. The first line asking you not to read the next. So cut it off. Number D. Freedom Palette and Silent Rebellion share a similar perspective on protest, with both emphasize the importance of unity and defense. It is given some information, but not in subtle manner, not in detail. This cannot be the answer. 100% our answer is number B. Next, number 6. Okay. So here comes number 6. Although text 1, food writing is one of the most widely read genres in the United States, literary scholars have long neglected it. Food writing. Okay, they're speaking about food writing. In the United States, literary scholars have long neglected it. Literary scholars means people who are scholars in English literature or any other type of literature fields. They have neglected food writing books. And within this genre, cookbooks attract the least scholarly attention of all, regardless of how well written they may be. So within this genre, the literary scholars never actually given importance to cookbooks. This is especially true of works dedicated to the regional US cuisines, whose complexities and historical significance are often overlooked. So this is under US cuisines, regional US cuisines, and it is being often overlooked by literary scholars. Text 2. With the 1976 cookbook, The Test of Country Cooking, Edna Lewis popularized the refined Southern cooking. She had grown up in Freetown, an all-Black community in Virginia. She also set a new standard for cookbook writing. The recipes and member passages interpreting them are written in prose, more elegant than most novels. So here they're speaking of a cookbook writer, Edna Lewis, who had actually given some, see, the recipes and member passages interpreting them are written in prose. More, this is the one. Okay, so they are giving some information. Now, what is the meaning of member? It is means you are reflecting from your personal experience. Yet, despite its inarguable value as a piece of writing, Lewis's masterpiece has received almost no attention from literary scholars. So there's a marked sentence which has not been marked. I'm marking it here. This is a sentence. Okay. Now, yet, despite of having such high-graded writing technology for a cookbook, this part of cookbook of Edna Lewis never received acknowledgement by the literary scholar. Now see, based on the two texts, how would the author of text 1 most likely regard the situation presented in the underlying sentence in text 2? Okay, as typical, because scholars as dismissive of literary works that achieve popularity with the general public. Scholars were dismissive. There was no idea given in this particular arena that scholars was dismissive of literary works. They are not dismissive. In text 1, it is clearly said the scholars neglected cookbooks. Okay, so no, this idea cannot be comprehended. Number B, as unsurprising, because scholars tend to overlook the literary value of food writing in general and of regional cookbooks in particular. Unsurprising. Why? Because scholars tend to overlook the literary value of food writing in general. That is what's being said in text 1 and text 2. Okay, now what is the question suggesting? Based on the two texts, how would author of text 1 most likely regard the situation presented in the underlying sentence in text 2? This is the sentence that despite the huge dramatic impact and vocabulary and technical aids, academic collision, Edna Lewis cookbook never gained this recognition. Now, author of text 1 who have already stated that cookbook genres never attracted attention of literary scholars. And what is the reason for this? Because they completely regarded, they do not take it as literary literature. Because scholars tend to overlook the literary value of food, writing in general, and of regional cookbooks in particular. So tend to overlook the literary value of food writing in general. That means the same idea is expressing whatever author of text 1 has said, that yes, they neglected this particular genre. This can be the answer. Next, as justifiable, because Lewis's incorporated memoir into the test of country cooking, thus undermining its status as a cookbook. But it is not mentioned here. Yes, the incorporated memoir. A memoir means, again, experience from your personal life that you are incorporating into your writing piece. Yes, they incorporated. But it is never said that it actually degraded the base of the cookbook. So this cannot be the answer. Next, as inevitable, because the test of country cooking was marketed to readers of food writing and not to readers for other genres. Again, it is not mentioned here. About readers, about marketing, nothing is being mentioned. Remember, your answer should be based on the text. You cannot assume anything. So again, number D cannot be the answer. Number B is the answer. That's it for today. Apart from this, we have also pasted some questions on command of evidence from questions 7 to 10. Please have a look. We'll come back with explanation soon. And that's it. So bye-bye.